Did Jennifer Lawrence get eyelid surgery? This question has exploded online since photos emerged from Paris Fashion Week in September 2025. So what's my professional opinion on the changes that we're seeing in these photos with Jennifer Lawrence's eyes? After reviewing these photos and considering all these different factors, I do not think that she has had any kind of eyelid surgery, and I'll tell you why. She has the exact same asymmetry that she did at a younger age that we looked at. It's pretty stark, so look at this carefully. You can see more skin from her eyelashes to her fold on her left eye as compared to her right eye in the photos from the Hunger Games, just the same as you can see that asymmetry in these photos from Paris Fashion Week in 2025. In addition, the asymmetry of her brows is consistent. You can see that in the Hunger Games photo, her left brow is a little bit higher, her right brow is a little bit flatter. So most of us who do plastic surgery around the eyes, we are trying to correct asymmetry, make the eyes more symmetric. We're not trying to preserve asymmetry. So while it's possible that her surgeon very delicately created the same asymmetry that she has between the eyes, I don't think that's very likely. That's very hard to do, to perform a surgery where you get consistent asymmetry in photos taken more than 10 years apart between the eyelids. Now, if she had surgery, the changes are very subtle, and that's partly why this question is so compelling. But from a surgeon's perspective, I see no definitive signs of a procedure around the eyes. Now, let's talk a little bit about the mid-face area. That's a different question. The mid-face area is the area below the lower eyelids in the cheek area here, and sometimes we want to put more volume in that area, like putting more stuffing into a pillow to make it harder to compress. That's a very common thing in Hollywood and really anywhere, and it can be done surgically with something like fat transfer, which is my preference because it gives a more natural glow to the cheeks, or non-surgically in a spa office or something like that with something called fillers, which in my opinion can result in a more unnatural appearance, but is a very popular cosmetic procedure. So the other thing that could have happened here is something called a mid-face lift. That's where we go and we take this area and lift it up to about here using an incision from behind the hairline. That would be kind of like pulling the pillow itself as opposed to filling it with more stuffing. We may never find out if she had surgery, but I would agree that her eyes do look a little bit different in these two photos 10 years apart. However, the consistency of the asymmetry makes me think that in my professional opinion, she has not had eyelid surgery. It is possible that she had a brow lift, which would lift both sides from here and therefore pull up the eyelids a little bit. But since you didn't put an incision on the eyelids, you can retain some of the asymmetry between the two eyes. Hope you enjoyed this video.